Without getting too personal into the conversation, when I have sex, I enjoy What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So if you made it here today, it's because you want to know how I learned to enjoy sex pre-operation. But before we hop into it, my name's Kyle, aka Prince Kyle, don't forget it. And I have an Instagram as well as a TikTok where I share my female to male transition, as well as give tips to anybody that would like to hear about it. Also, slam that like button because it helps tremendously with the algorithm, and we're almost at 20,000 subscribers. Let's hop into it. But most of you guys may be wondering what pre-operation means, and pre-operation just means that I have not had anything done to my bottom area. I still have the anatomy that I was born with. I am female to male transgender, meaning that I was assigned female at birth, and I have uterus, ovaries, vagina, all that stuff that I don't care to have, and I have not had any operation to change that to a fully functioning penis. Now, I did start transitioning physically, so I am on testosterone, which has changed around my anatomy a little bit. So I do have a enlarged clitoris that does appear to look like a cisgender penis, but very, very small.
Nice.
It did take a while, but I am now in a place where I'm able to use that body part and enjoy it. Although it's not a part I necessarily want, and I don't plan on having it forever. I do plan on having surgery, just not yet, because the results aren't really where I want them to be. So I'm patiently waiting for that to happen. In the meantime, I got what I got, so we make it work. First things first, you really gotta start loving your body, loving yourself. A lot of us transgender men and women, we are dysphoric in areas, and our downstairs is like a super big trigger for a lot of us. But I do believe that over time, with learning to love your body and yourself, regardless of being transgender, you can find a way to cope with it and manage what you got until that time comes for you to be able to have the surgeries you want. Now, one thing that was very hard for me, and this started when I was probably like 5 or 6 and knew the difference of like a penis versus a vagina. I didn't know the extent of the difference, but I knew that boys had something different than girls did, and I knew what I had was not what I wanted. So the first thing that I always struggled with was associating with having a vagina as being a girl. And when I transitioned, I had a very hard time disassociating myself with the idea of gender and sex being different. I always thought, well, if my gender is female, then I'm supposed to have a vagina, and if my gender is male, then I'm supposed to have a penis. And that's not the case. Gender is different from sex, and the organ does not necessarily mean that your gender aligns with it, and that's what makes me transgender. I've had a couple of different partners in my adult life, and every single one of them respected me for what I had, and they still fully saw me as a man. And I think that was one of the biggest things that helped me to learn to love my body for what it is. I have a lot of people reach out to me and say like, hey, like, what do you use like for sex? Like what type of prosthetics can you recommend me? What kind of sex toys can you recommend for me to alleviate my dysphoria? And personally, I'm in a place where I don't really care for toys or prosthetics. It's not really my thing. I do use them every now and again just to switch things up in the bedroom, but for the most part, I just use what I got. I've learned to love it. I've learned to accept it. Let's be real. What we got, whether we want to have it or not, the part feels good. It's meant to feel good. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a penis or a vagina, it's just supposed to feel good. And as much as we want to disassociate ourselves from it, it feels good. Once you can get past that dysphoria, and once you can get past viewing that body part with a specific gender, it gets a lot easier and a lot better to just enjoy what you have. Without getting too personal into the conversation, when I have sex, I enjoy just focusing on the growth. So yeah, it is technically a clitoris, but because it has some growth to it now from the hormones, it is much bigger. The hole, I know this could be cringy to talk about, but it took me a really long time. Like, I'm talking like probably up until last year, where I never liked anyone touching the hole or that area in general, because it just made me super uncomfortable and it made me think of like being penetrated and all that stuff. But now I'm in a place where penetration is not bad. Like, it's just another form of feeling good, and it's just a specific thing that my body enjoys and many people enjoy. The way I got better with loving that part of my body is by just doing things to myself first for a while and enjoying it, and then over time I started letting my partner do things slowly and gradually. Obviously, she was always making sure that I was comfortable and okay with it, and I think that is what made it a lot easier to enjoy. Those two things alone made me feel a lot more better about myself, made me a lot more confident about myself in the bedroom and just in general. I definitely recommend trying to enjoy your body for what it is in the meantime. And this is not a video telling you to never have bottom surgery and to just accept what you have. That's not what I'm trying to say at all, because I too plan on having bottom surgery. Just I'm patiently waiting for the results to really get there. And I honestly would say the same thing for top surgery. I got top surgery with the quickness because at the time I just did not love what I saw. I just wanted them gone. That's not to say that I would change anything about how soon I had top surgery, but it's the same kind of thing. I truly believe that we should learn to love our body for what it is in the meantime while we're preparing to have top and bottom surgery, because it could just make for a much healthier transition instead of rushing and doing things too soon and then maybe not wanting to have gone through it in the long run. If you did enjoy this video, again, make sure to smash that like button, comment, subscribe, and if you want to hear more videos about things like this and how you can cope with things that have to do with sex, make sure to let me know in the comments. That's all I got. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.